Hello. So I wanted to do a little video about an analogy I made in the group about the honey jar. The honey jar is our default go-to um, sensation. It is our addiction. It is what rules our life. I will not go into how this is produced. Obviously, we've been shown by important figures in our lives how to go directly into that. What I want to focus right now on is on how to understand basically the difference between healing something and suppressing something. Okay, so think about your life and how every time something does not work, you end up having a certain sensation in your body. It doesn't matter what your mind says it is: anxious, um, angry, less than, poor me, special me. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you have to realize that you have a way of choosing between all these alternatives here, right? Cocoa, coffee, spices, whatever, teas. You simply do not go there. You have in your body, if you're paying attention to how things are felt, you have a go-to place. Through meditation, you will be able to discover this place that you go to and that you translate as things not working out. Okay, so how do you heal that? Well, most people, what they do is they say, I have to find some other props, right, to keep my hand from going into the jar. That doesn't work, because actually what you're doing is that you are using the jar to keep you from out of the jar. You are still using the same sensation in your body to stop yourself. You didn't stop yourself. You went even deeper into the jar of honey. Okay? So my point is, the only way for you to get out of the addiction is to not go into it. To realize, okay, now I am thinking in a way that is producing the sensation of honey on the hands, or of tingling in the calves, or of washing machine in the stomach area. Whatever it is that you're experiencing, you have to realize that you have a go-to place there. And the more you watch it, the more you feel how it feels to be there, the more you will be able to recognize you're going towards that sensation. And you might be, let's say, an angry person, and you're angry because several things in your life aren't working, and then you go to therapy, or you go to your partner or to somebody, and they offer you a solution, and you find a way somehow to not be angry at your circumstances, at your life, at your whatever it is that you are thinking you're angry about, but you still find a way to be angry now at the therapist, or the husband, or the partner, or whatever. You're still in the jar. Your hand is still there. It doesn't matter what label you put on the things you think or you do. You have to recognize that the end result is the feeling in the body the actual experience of the honey on the hands, let's say. Okay, so if you sit with your body enough, and if you remove and detach and dissociate the concepts that you have about what everything you are doing, and you remain only with the knowing of how does it feel when my hand is in the jar, you will be able to recognize, once you're in it, wow, I'm in the jar without me even understanding how I got there. It was so direct, so immediately available to you, that you went into the jar without even knowing it, and that you only can see it through being very conscious and very present with your actual sensations. Okay, so what I'm proposing here is that knowing your patterns, knowing that you have this go-to place, if you slow down enough your mind, you will be able to feel, to smell, to feel the proximity, the difference in colors, in temperature, in everything that you can experience with your body. You will feel, the closer you get to that sensation, the more you will feel it, and the more able you will become to withdraw or to stop yourself from going in that direction. Knowing already that once you are in the jar, there is no way for you to not experience what you are experiencing, which is the discomfort in the body. So this is the first part, and I hope it's clear. Now, once you are in the jar, okay, I've brought here some props, which you know I love, and for the purpose of me not putting my hand into the jar of honey and ruin it completely. But I want to make this, as graphic as I can, so that it remains in your mind, right? So once your hand is in the honey, okay, look, there's the honey. There is no way that you won't feel it. There's the sensation there. Okay, you know it, you can feel it, you are sick of it, and you are trying to get rid of it. The more you stay with it, and you're trying to solve it here from the same pattern, the anger, the poor me, the blah blah, it will not go away. If you involve other people or other aspects of your life in it, it will make every single part of your life filled with honey. Okay, so recognize that it is much more difficult to clean the honey from your fingers than to know it further back as possible, without going there any longer, because you already know that you, as you are set up right now, the only place you go is in the frustration, in the anger, in the poor me, whatever it is that you want to call it, into that particular sensation that your body is experiencing. Right? Now, if you've been in the jar of honey enough, it's become normal to you. Now this is your life. You are feeling comfortable with honey on your fingers. That's it. Whenever somebody comes and tells you, hey, there is another option here, actually, I hope I won't do something here. There is another option for you here, and that is another jar, right? So you will sort of try to look into this, and because you're used to the honey on your hands, you will say, this must not feel good. This is so different. It's so different in color, in texture, in smell, in everything that I know very well, right? That I don't want to go there. While still complaining that, hey, I'm only experiencing this types of circumstances, not understanding that you have to clean up. You have to use whatever it is in your surroundings to clean up. Now, depending on how dirty you are with whatever your choice of addiction is, you will need to use different things, right? Like spirit, or some kind of method that you use consistently. If you try once with a napkin, then with this, just a little bit, then with water, then with whatever else you want to choose, it will not work. And you will choose to clean up with this a little bit, and then you will say, yeah, but I don't really feel it. Look, my entire hand is covered with honey. This little thing doesn't even count, so it's not working. Let's go back into the honey jar. It's not working because you are not consistent. You are not clear that you have to clean up, right? So okay, so another aspect that came up in our course is that, how about if I'm totally in the jar of honey and I don't seem to have any escape out of it because my life is so complicated, I have all these people in my life that are producing drama and blah blah. Well, you're still in the jar of honey. How does that make you feel? The same sensation of frustration, of this doesn't work, blah 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 blah. You're not yet out of the jar. You cannot be in the jar and out of the jar. It's impossible. So what you need to do is prioritize cleaning up every single time that you get one single chance to clean up, and not involve yourself any longer, as much as possible, in the jar. You cannot be in the jar and out of the jar. This needs to be clear for you. Okay, so as you are cleaning up, don't expect things to just poof. You do it once and you deem that it didn't work because most of you is still in the jar, so you still feel comfortable with the frustration on your hands or something. So once you realize that, okay, I need to give it a real shot, right? Here, look how much I have to clean up here. Just one finger, right? You need consistency. You need tools that work, which is what I've been giving you all this course, right? You need to become aware that as long as you're feeling the same sensations, frustrations, constrictions, blocks in your body, you are not out of your pattern. You are still trying to solve the pattern with the pattern. When you are asking, how do I know that this works? You cannot know that it works until you trust that you are sick of this. If you're asking from this, how do I get to have my hand in the jar and be clean, this will indeed never work. What you have to realize is that this cleaning up requires constancy, the same constancy that it required to get the hand into the jar. And it will take a while. It will take a while. It will not happen instantly. The understanding of it, the understanding that you're into the jar, can and will happen instantly in people. But the actual cleaning ups, in my experience and in what I could see, is taking time, consistency, focus, and using tools that work, not using the tools from the jar. It will never work if you put yourself in a context where you're experiencing over and over the same frustrations, but on other circumstance or other person or something. Okay, so I hope this is clear. The one last thing I want to mention is that it might be that after you've cleaned up and you're clear and you know your patterns and you know your comfort zone and you know a lot about you, you might still choose, or life might put you in circumstances where, yes, you still dip your finger into the honey from time to time, and it's okay, but you know that you are doing it. Or you might choose to experience other things, right? Different things that you have the ability to say, oh, maybe I'm not going into the anger this time, or the poor me, or the fear. I'm seeing the situation. I know that what I'm experiencing is my own pattern. I do not want to go into that pattern. I will leave it aside and explore anything else that this situation might want to offer me. Anything else around. This, I've been enough in this. I'm sick of it. I don't want to experience this any longer. Bye bye. Okay? So I hope this helps you. Thank you.